What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin on the 1 week time frame. We're going to look at that in 4-day, 3-day, 1 day, and the 4 hours. So we really get a big picture of what's going on for Bitcoin. Right now, we're sitting around $46,600. We're down about 2%. And what we really want to map out here is if the bull market's coming to a close or if we're still going to have more time in this bull market with extending market cycles. It looks like the 4-year market cycle theory, that's going to be dead, so we won't have to worry about that anymore. But now it's judging what type of move we're going to get off this 50 moving average. If we're going to have a daily candle close below it, which would break all structure in my opinion, because we held it back here in May, even with this gnarly 60% correction, we were still able to hold this 50-week moving average. We would not want to start dropping below that or having candle closes below that, because it could be very difficult to get back up over top of that, as well as this $52,000 to $53,000 range. So it would take a lot of buying pressure to get back up through those things. We don't want to lose them. We want to continue to hold it like we did back in this range. Now, when we're looking at this here and this uptrend that we've been in, the only thing that's been lacking for me here is the volume. You can see as we've been moving up, we haven't had those big swells of volume like we had back in this area here. You can see as we were making our strong move to the upside there, we had these big swells of volume. This time, we have not had it so much. So if we want to continue this bull market, we need to see that big swelling of volume if we can find support here off our 50 moving average, which is going to be around 47,300. We need to hold that. That's a critical area for us. Then it's going to be down around that 42,000. And the reason why I say that is because this area here, I was looking at Glass Node, and there was a ton of selling right into this $40,000. And we need that to become support now. So we don't want to drop down below that as well. And what we're trying to hold are the higher lows on the weekly time frame here. So here is our low, higher low. We want this to be our higher low, so that we can at least come out of here. And I think the next likely scenario would be come up here and make a lower high, and then we start getting into this squeezing pattern a little bit before we try to go up, if that's going to be the direction. But we still have not put in that lower high yet on the weekly time frame. This has been such a harsh drop. As you can see here, this has been about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks to the downside. And I'm using Heikin-Ashi candles without even one bump to the upside with a green candle. Even over here in May, when we had that big drop to the downside, we still had to move back up, a little reaction, and that was of roughly 27%. So we have not even seen the bounce for a lower high yet. So if we did get something about 27%, that could take us all the way back up to 60,000. That could still just be a lower high, and then we work our way back in this area. But you can see we have a ton of work to do for the bulls. We have to get up, we have to hold first this 50-week moving average. We have to get over top of 52,000. So this area over here, let's get this out of the way. So this area right here, we're going to have to bounce back up over top of that, turn that into support, and then try to go up and tackle $57,000, and then it'd be up to around that 65. And obviously we know how Bitcoin works, guys. It could be a $10,000 candle. We wake up tomorrow to the upside. It changes sentiment completely. But when we're looking at this here, you must pay attention to these moving averages and the structure on the weekly time frame. Right now, I would say we are still in a bullish market structure. As of right now, we have not broken this area here and set a lower low. So right now we have our low, high, higher low, higher high. This could just be our higher low. Then we come up here and see if we can set a lower high, higher low, get in some type of symmetrical triangle or something along those lines. But stock right now is at 0 and 13. You can see it's wanting to try to make a move to the upside. Money flow still is in the green. Right now VWAP is to the negative, and that's going to be on the weekly time frame. If we take a look at the 4-day time frame, and let me know your guys' opinion down low. I mean, this has just been gnarly nasty because we really haven't gotten much even of a reaction bounce out of this. It's just been a straight drop for the most part, and that's what I think is really freaking people out. We're not even having these little reactions back to the upside, just straight drop down. But if we take a look at this on the 4-hour or the 4-day time frame, we're starting to get a stock cross to the upside there. We're at 0 and 0.37. It's not confirmed yet, but we're starting to kiss down in this range, seeing if this can be the bottom for Bitcoin right here. And on the 4-day time frame, we are still holding the 50 moving average and the 200. We're still up above them as of right now. If we take a look, Money flows slightly in the red, but VWAP's trying to make it back up to the positive. We are not there yet. If we get into the 3-day, guys, let me know what you're doing this weekend and everything too. I always love to hear what your plans are, and if you're just going to be staying in watching Bitcoin, or if you're going to be having some fun. Last week we got to go to the zoo. It was like a night Christmas show and tons of lights and everything, so it was really cool. Got to see some massive bears too, so always put that in the back of your mind. But when we're looking at this here on the 3-day now, our stock's at 0 and 0, so you can see we're really pegged out down here. Money flows in the green. VWAP's trying to make it back to a positive gain, a little bit strength from where we're at on the 4. We're at negative 3.64, and we are below on the 3-day this 50 moving average. So yet again, extremely important we hold this area down here. If we go into the 1-day time frame, most important thing on the 1-day time frame is holding this 200-day moving average. We've wicked down through it quite a few times. Bulls have stepped in, but we want to see that good volume. Now on the stock on the 1-day here, we're at 59 and 48. You can see we had that nice cross and we've been moving to the upside. We're still just waiting for that to confirm because we are still just having lower highs. And if we get into, I like to do a lot off the 6-hour. Show you that one here. This is going to be the trend line that we have to break on the 6-hour time frame. So if we draw this, just a rough one here, this is going to be our trend line. We need to get out through, and it needs to come on volume. So right now, just lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We need to change that. We're getting pressed down by that 50. And then our 200 moving average is going to be up around 57,000. So another big number for us. But one of the things I'd talk to you guys about is why I like position trading and swing trading the best in this market, because I don't want to sit through these. Obviously, longer term holds a different thing, but if you're trading and you're swing trading, why I think trailing stop losses is so effective, because look at this, guys. What if you work this entire time to make it all the way up to here, and now you've given it all back and you've spent all this time tying up capital? So that's why it's important to use those trailing stop losses so you can lock in gains when you're in the profit. And what you can see here is in uptrends, you're always holding these higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And then once they break here, so you could have even drawn a trend line here, that was it. Moved to the downside and we went sideways for a while. Same with this. If we can break this on heavy volume here and get rid of these lower highs, that could be the change. And you can see we did have big buying pressure that came in. And this was on the 15th. It came in for us. And you can also see this, which is pretty important for us. So as price was going down, you can see these waves are getting smaller and we're increasing there, which means sometimes you can get a reversal back to the upside. So you see that as price was going down, sometimes that can give you some fuel to get up through. But right now we have to realize that on the 4-hour, the 6-hour, whatnot, we're dealing with this downtrend. We're even dealing with a daily downtrend right now. And we've went down almost about 40%. I do believe it is here. Let's measure this up. Yeah, 40% drop. I mean, that's a big deal. So there's been a lot of fear in the market. Right now, I believe the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is at fear. You know, we're in a daily downtrend. We got to get out of that. We got to hold this 200 moving average. I would say right now, I'm cautiously optimistic that we're going to continue, or we're at least going to get some type of reaction out of here fairly soon where we come up, you know, something like this and say that's it. Guys, I believe we've just fallen too far, too fast. The bears are running out of steam, and it's time to see what the bulls can do. If it's going to be a weak movement to the upside or if we're actually going to gain a little bit of steam. Could take some time, but we're going to have to see. This was really far and fast to drop, and many times when that happens, you're going to get a reaction. So just like over here, when we really went up, we got that correction. Same concept, but the opposite way around. So let me know down low, guys. It's crazy. This market's just crazy. That's all I can say. Just try to keep your wits about you. God bless you all. Take care.